after the call, so that way if there's anyone that is not able to attend, they'll be able to view the presentation. Okay. All right, so first I'll go ahead and start with myself. My name is Clinton Randall. I'm the Senior Director of IT Service Management at Integral Consulting Services. I've been with the company since 2010, starting as a consultant, and now I manage the consulting practice. I do have an ITIL Foundation certification. Our practice focuses primarily on IT service management and help desk consulting services. However, we are branching out into other areas, endpoint management, unified IP, things along those lines. My responsibility is primarily for leading the practice strategy, including expansion to new technologies and offerings. And we do work with many commercial companies and government agencies. I do a little bit more than leading the practice strategy. That's my primary goal, obviously, but I also work with customers on a day-to-day basis, doing anything from pre-sales through to post-implementation. A little bit about Integral. We were established in 1998 to provide IT, cybersecurity, intelligence, and biometric services to government and commercial customers, headquartered in Rockville, Maryland. We do have a couple offices in Aberdeen, Maryland, and Charlottesville, Virginia. However, we do have consultants that are scattered throughout the U.S. I'm located up in the Boston, Massachusetts area. We do have consultants that are down in the DC metro area, closer to Tampa, Florida, and as far west as Phoenix, Arizona. So have the ability to support customers throughout the U.S. and North America. One of our main focuses is on process. We do have several certifications that focus on that: CMMI Dev 3, Level 3, and CMMI Service Level 3, as well as some quality certifications for ISO 9001, 20000, and 27001. And this is primarily for some of our federal customers. We do hold a top secret facility clearance. We are an expert solutions provider with Ivanti for the past 5 years. Again, primarily have focused on IT service management, but are working on branching out into some of the other product areas within Ivanti. We also have a cybersecurity practice that's focused on security engineering, cybersecurity assessment, validation, compliance, cybersecurity operations, and cyber intelligence analysis. And over the years, we've received several performance awards, and those are listed there. So here are some of our core competencies. I mentioned those a little bit previously, but multimodal, biometrics, intelligence analysis, cybersecurity, IT service management, help desk, and application development. If there are any needs that we can assist with in those areas, definitely feel free to reach out to me, and I'll get you in contact with the correct individual that can help with that area. And we've been partnered with Ivanti for about 5 years. When we started the partnership, they were known as Heat Software, have gone through several evolutions to what is now known as Ivanti. They were established in 1985, are a privately owned company and headquartered in Salt Lake City. They have had 12 acquisitions since 2012. That was 10 up until a couple weeks ago. They just acquired Mobile Iron and Pulse Secure. So that's really strengthening their mobile device management capabilities, both on the security and endpoint management side. Across the globe, they have 27,500 customers and are managing over 47.5 million endpoints. Now, a couple things, and excuse my cough, I have some allergies, so I'll try to keep the coughing to a minimum. But specifically to the Service Manager application, which is what we'll be showing here today. First bullet point is focusing primarily on for our federal customers, but Ivanti Service Manager achieved the FedRAMP moderate level authorization in November 2019, and do have a number of agencies that are currently on that platform. Just recently, this month, actually, I believe last week or beginning of this week, They were recognized as a leader in the latest Gartner Magic Quadrant. This is new. They were a challenger previous, so definitely good news, and it's a testament to the development that they've put in R&D and development that they've put into the solution, and focus on growing that to better support their customers. And another new thing that I just found out about yesterday. Pink Elephant has verified their solution for 11 processes within ITIL v4. That's really important because they're the only the second solution that has that verification, and the only solution that has 11 processes within ITIL v4. So definitely really great to have that designation from a solution standpoint. So I'll talk a little bit about cybersecurity before we get into how Ivanti can help. So what are some of the current problems in cybersecurity? So it's really surrounding this pandemic. I mean, everyone is, for the most part, working remotely. There are obviously some outliers, but for the most part, for the past 6 to 7 months, everyone's been working remotely. That's greatly increased the attack surface, and has led to 91% of businesses reporting an increase in cyber attacks and security incidents during this pandemic. While many agencies are forced to work remotely, that's increased that attack surface, and has made it very difficult for security teams to manage those endpoints. Not only just knowing where they are, but making sure they're effectively patched and that they have the correct security in place. Now, during this, the security budgets have increased, and many of you obviously know that, but they aren't really keeping pace with the increase in cyber security attacks and security incidents. So, because of this, organizations and agencies really need a greater visibility into what's needed to defend cyber incidents, and greater visibility into those assets, and how to best defend against cyber attacks. So one of the things that we've done, and this is kind of built upon some of the things that Ivanti Service Manager has been focusing on over the past few months, is extended the platform to support security operations and security incident management. Ivanti has been focusing over the past several months on expanding out beyond traditional ITSM into more enterprise service management, and that includes things like facility service management, security operations, and other areas as well. So we've taken that platform and that module and extended it even further to better support the security teams to manage their security incidents. On top of that, there's out-of-the-box integrations with solutions like Splunk, SCCM, and many other solutions as well, to ensure that we're able to get the correct information, not only to manage our assets and manage them effectively, but also create security incidents when there is a need to do so. On top of that, there is a built-in asset lifecycle module that enables us to capture critical asset information, including all the ownership information, financial information, but also discovered information coming in from those other solutions like SCCM, Ivanti's endpoint discovery solution, Ivanti Neurons, things along those lines. But even further, we can extend that to include information about the security posture of that asset. How critical is that asset to the organization? And what is the financial impact if there were a security incident related to that asset? All this information is very important to the security team and to the organization as a whole. And we have the ability to very easily extend that solution to support that. And even further beyond that, we're talking primarily about IT service management today, but Ivanti as a whole, their focus is on unified IT and going beyond IT service management to manage insecure endpoints across the enterprise, and even beyond the walls of an organization's office to manage all devices, whether they are on site or remote. So particularly, during this pandemic, that's very important, because we need to know where our assets are at all times, and make sure that they're patched and make sure that they're secure. So some of the outcomes that we can see as a result of utilizing Ivanti Service Manager to perform security incident response and really track that security incident response is, based on this, we have the ability to have that visibility into all aspects of an asset, as I mentioned, financial, discovery information, risk, criticality, etc. Not only that, but security teams have the ability to have a defined method on how to address security incidents, and we'll go into that once I go into the solution, which allows us to have quicker resolution times and ultimately a lower overall risk. There's a built-in reporting solution within this system as well, so we have the ability to have trending information and be able to track anomalies to better understand trends between current and pre-COVID threats, to make better decisions on budget and ultimately improve their overall security posture. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and go into the solution and show you a couple things that we've built out. Keep in mind, this is fully extensible, so this is kind of our approach to this, and we've implemented this at a few customer sites already. But if you have a specific process that you use to manage security incidents and specific questions, specific data that needs to be tracked, keep in mind that this is fully extensible, and it's easy to configure the solution to meet the needs of your organization. All right, let me just switch over to my system. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and log in, and first I'm going to log in as an end user. And this is the self-service portal within Ivanti Service Manager. If you use this solution, you're obviously familiar with it. What we've done is we've built out a few request offerings to enable the end user to self-report potential security incidents. So I'm going to go into the service catalog, and I'm going to go down to security services. Now, if I don't know, where it is, the request offering is that I'm looking for, I could theoretically do a search, and I'm going to go ahead and do a search for device. So I can see here that I have the ability to report a lost or stolen device, but maybe I didn't know where I wanted to look, so I'm going to just drill down into that, and you can see here are some of the different security services that are available out of the box. I'm going to go ahead and select this this offering here to report a lost or stolen device. And it gives me a few things that I can go ahead and fill out. A summary of the ticket, a detailed description, allowing me to provide details related to the lost or stolen device, the urgency of this request, the ability to link an asset, and then also attach any files. If you look back on the service catalog, we also had one for a phishing email or phishing incident. So we can attach the email here, so we can pass that along to the security team so they have that information. But I'm going to go ahead and fill this out. And I'm going to go ahead and link an asset. And at this point, I can go ahead and pick any asset that's applicable to this particular issue. Do that. And you can see now that that asset's linked. That's going to carry over to the security incident side so we can view those details about that asset. And at this point, if I wanted to, I can attach a file. I can look over if there's any knowledge articles or FAQs. I can look at that. But otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and save this incident. Now at this point, that ticket's been created, and it's been sent over to the security team for further review. If they need to, they can go ahead and reach out to me and ask any additional questions. But at this point, they have it in their hands to do what they need to. So let's switch over to that side and take a look at the security analyst side. All right, so I've logged in as a security analyst, and you can see here they have the security analyst role. If they have any different roles, we'll have the ability to switch between those roles. But this is very key because there's going to be some information in these security incidents that we only want the security team to be able to see. The nice thing about Ivanti Service Manager is the roles and permissions are very flexible. We can get down to the field level if we need to by role to define what users have the ability to see that data, what users have the ability to create that type of data, and also edit and delete that data. So it's very flexible on a role-by-role basis, so we can extend that out to however many roles that we need to see. We can have things like a security manager, a CISO role, things along those lines. So we can have those levels of different roles to give specific access for these different security incidents, and also from the service desk side, give them a visibility into some of those tickets if necessary. If not, we can go ahead and completely block it off so they don't see those tickets. They never see them come across their queue and cannot search against those tickets as well. But you can see here, I have a listing of all potential security incidents. These ones that have been identified as a potential security incident, but have not yet been created as an actual security incident. And as I mentioned, there's out-of-the-box integrations with Splunk and SCCM, so we can very easily automatically create incidents if necessary, and automatically create security incidents, as needed. So I'm going to go ahead and click into a potential security incident. This is the one that we just created, so let's select that one. And if you're familiar with Ivanti Service Manager, this looks very familiar to you. This is an incident. So what we did is we've created it as an actual incident, and we've left it up to the security team to view all the data related to that incident and determine if this is an actual security incident. In this case, it's a lost or stolen device, so yeah, we definitely want to track this as a security incident and do some additional things to make sure that the individual that picked up that asset is not able to log in, is not able to access the information on that laptop. So from here, I can go ahead and create a security incident. That's going to give me a pop-up to add in some additional information. It's automatically going to assign it to me because I'm the security analyst that's viewing this ticket data. And it's going to automatically set that status to active. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out a few details about this incident. And these categories, we can easily add in any additional categories as necessary, but here's some of the pretty standard ones: loss of data, equipment, documents, social engineering, exercise and network defense training, etc. Then we have some point of contact and detector information. So I'm going to go ahead and put Marsha's name in there because she's the one that should be, we should reach out to if there's any additional information. We also have the ability to put in individuals that are outside of this organization as well. How was this detected? Visual, add in this information. Now, I don't need to fill out all this information at once to create the ticket. We can make these fields required if necessary, but they're not required at this point. I'll fill out a few more fields. And then you can see here we have things like a severity level, functional impact, informational impact, recoverability impact. At this point, I don't know that information, so I'm not going to fill anything out there. I'm just going to go ahead and save the ticket. So now you can see that there's a security incident linked to this ticket. There's also a flag that's been set to denote this as a security incident. That is what determines whether or not another individual can see, outside of the security team, can see this information. So now at this point, it's been flagged as a security incident, and only the security team can see it. And we can go to that security record, view more information, add an event summary. We can view the affected assets if we want to, view some basic details. I can go to that if I want to. If you determine that there's additional assets that need to be linked, we can go ahead and do that as well. But then we also have a few other tabs here: analysis, containment, eradication, and post-incident, all key components of the security incident response process. And again, very flexible to how we need to track our security incident response. But this is how we've built it for for this approach, and we can obviously adjust that as needed. So first, I'm going to go ahead and do some analysis. So I'll go ahead and add an analysis to this. You can see now at this point, I can go ahead and fill out information about functional impact, informational impact. It's going to be privacy loss, external, significant recoverability impact, and then there is a high financial impact. So that's all very key information that we want to make sure that we tracked. We can also see that there's some contact information, list of evidence and indicators, and then a summary of that analysis there. We can also attach files and add any additional actions or comments to that. I'm going to go ahead and save this though. You can see though, that's been added down here. We can go to that analysis record and then continue updating it there, or come back to the security incident and view more details. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to update the severity of this. So, this laptop, this is a VIP individual that lost her laptop. So she may have some very high risk information that's included on that laptop. So severity of this is very high. We need to make sure that we contain this and stop anyone from accessing this laptop very quickly. So I'm going to increase the severity level to very high. What that will do is that will change and add that device to or add that security incident to this dashboard item here. You can see here there's a couple critical security incidents. This is just a view into those security incidents, so that way anyone within the security team can very easily see that information and provide any assistance as necessary. I'm going to go back to the security incident now, and then I'll just go ahead and show a few more things here: containment, eradication, and post-incident review. Again, this is just a way for us to track information related to this. If I wanted to, I can go ahead and attach a screenshot. I can paste something, things like that. I can go ahead and add containment notes. Okay. And then I can keep adding any containment notes as necessary, to make sure that we have a full history of everything that's been done to contain this security incident. I can save that. That goes ahead and that creates a containment record. If there's any eradication steps that are necessary, I can go ahead and add those. And then I have the post-incident review. So once we've contained this security incident and we've completed our incident response, we can then go and do a post-incident review. And these are a number of questions that we go through to see, to track what happened, what times, so we have that full history. How well did the staff and management perform? Basically just a post-assessment just to make sure we're doing what we need to do to properly respond to a security incident. And all of this information can be tracked and can be reported against within Ivanti's out-of-the-box reporting capability within SSRS or within extraction, which is an add-on reporting capability within Ivanti. So that, in a nutshell, is how we've built out that security incident response, and how we can easily extend the solution to provide that security incident response. Now, just to reiterate, this is one way that we've approached doing security incident response. We realize that each organization may handle this a little bit differently, so we make it very easy with Ivanti Service Manager to use this as a base and build off of it, or build something completely different based on your needs. It's really up to your organization's requirements and your organization's process. So, so at this point, I can open it up to some questions. I can see that there's some questions that have come in the chat. Make sure.
Clinton, I just wanted to ask one of the questions that came in through the chat that we were not able to answer. When you were creating the incident, there's a drop down of categories for the security incident. Could you go back and re-show that list of categories? I mean, obviously,
absolutely.
That's configurable, and those categories could be, whatever a customer desired. But if you can just show what those categories currently are.
Yeah. So this is on the you're talking about on the incident record.
Yes.
Yeah. So here we just have some very basic ones for data breach, lost stolen equipment, and phishing, as well as just a general suspected incident. But obviously, we can make these as detailed or as generic as is needed. So that's easily configurable within the system. Hopefully that answers their question. There were some questions here as well about whether or not fields can be auto-filled from the info on the previous incident. Yeah, that's a very good question. Absolutely. That's part of the rules, the business rules that we set up, and typically we'll set those up as part of any engagement to implement this functionality. And beyond that, we also have the ability to do calculations. There's some questions here about functional and informational impact and some of those drop downs. Obviously, these can all be configured, but if I go back to the security incident, we have these functional impact, informational impact, and recoverability impact. Now, in some organizations, a combination of these three may define what that severity level is. So we can very easily build out business rules to support, depending on what's selected here, we automatically define what that severity level is. So we're not leaving it up to the security analyst to say, all right, what is the severity level? And I don't like doing that if we can help that, because that leads to human error, and we want to just limit it to saying, all right, there's a minor impact. What type of informational impact is there, and what's the impact of recoverability, and then based on that, we can automatically define what that severity level is. So take kind of the guesswork out of defining that severity level. All right, does anyone have any other questions, or is there anything else that I kind of glossed over that we'd like to take a second look at? And please feel free to unmute yourselves if you want to just go ahead and ask a question.
Yeah, what about tasking within the security incident? So like other teams, I don't see any tab for that on here or anything like that.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? I had a tough time hearing you.
Yeah, what about tasking different teams that are assigned within the service desk?
So in this instance, we did not include any sort of tasking, but that certainly is a capability. So we can very easily add the ability to assign a task out to different individuals. In this scenario, it was very contained within the security team. They have the ability to perform all the required steps to contain and eradicate a security incident, but certainly we can go ahead and expand that to include the ability to create tasks. That's a good question.
Hey, Clinton.
I was just going to expand on that question about tasks. So the ability to add tasks to an incident in Service Manager is a standard part of the functionality. So certainly it can be, tasks can be added and assigned through that basic incident. And so that same functionality could be extended, as Clinton said, to the security incident. So I just wanted to make sure that that we mentioned that tasking is kind of native to the platform.
Yep, thank you, Steve. Waylon, you had a question?
Yes. I had popped a question in the chat there about getting further into the integration of Splunk and SCCM. He responded not during this call, which is fine, but I wanted to ask, is there a way, can you send me some information on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll follow up after the call with some additional information on those integrations.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, Clinton, this is Terry. I was just wondering if you could show us anything on reporting trends or anything like that.
That's a good question. I don't have any reporting available in this instance at this point, but what I can do is send a couple examples when I send the recording out after the call.
Great, thanks.
All right. Any other questions? B, I can go ahead and unmute you. Looks like I'm having trouble unmuting you. Yeah, let me switch to the security analyst dashboard. B, if you, there you are.
Can you hear me now?
I can, yes.
Oh, great. Okay, so I was going to ask that we currently use Heat, but we don't have the security analyst feature that you have. I know that we need to do that. We are doing the upgrade right now.
Correct.
To what version that you will have the security analyst role built in?
So we've built our security analyst role in this security incident response functionality based off of the latest available release. In reality, it can be built off of any version. However, the package that would be available is based off of the latest available release, which is 2020.3.
2020.3, that's the latest version. Okay, and when you say you had to build it, so this is additional. It's not. It doesn't come with the package that we already have. What maybe this is something we take offline.
Yeah. So the basic functionality is available within a package that would be imported into your environment, and then from there, typically there is some additional configuration that is done to tailor it to your environment in your process.
Okay.
But the base functionality, that's something that would be imported as a package.
Okay, so I'm going to, maybe, can we have a call? Maybe not today, but tomorrow or next week.
Absolutely, yeah, I'll reach out to you after this call.
Okay.
We can set up some time, absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Well, if there are no other questions, we can go ahead and wrap up. Again, I definitely appreciate your time. I did want to put the my contact information up at the on the screen, just in case anyone has any additional questions after this call, or wants any additional information about this functionality. But again, I do appreciate your time. And was there someone else that wanted to chime in real quick?
There was a request just to show the security analyst dashboard again.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, so this would be the security analyst dashboard. And again, it's completely configurable based off of your needs and the information that you need to see. Yeah, and these are all based off of safe searches. Terry was asking a question about if there's any safe searches. So these are all based off of safe searches. But if I go into the incident tab, for example, this is going to show me any tickets that are assigned to my team just based off of permissions. And then security incidents, all active security incidents, so on and so forth. Okay, if there are no other questions, I have my contact information up there. Please feel free to give me a call or send me an email, or go out to our website to view more information about our capabilities and how we can help you. We're definitely ready to support you with Ivanti to help increase your security posture and make sure that you secure and manage your assets. So again, thank you for your time. I will go ahead and wrap everything up and send out a recording as soon as I can, hopefully this afternoon, if not tomorrow morning. And look forward to talking to everyone hopefully soon. Right, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.